Well, of course, we are getting you ready for National Pie Day, but remember, that's tomorrow. Today, we must make room for another favorite, and that is National Peanut Butter Day. 2 beautiful days of happy food. Here with more now is registered dietitian Elizabeth Hall. Hey, Elizabeth, good morning.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm good. I love that you're celebrating National Peanut Butter Day, because who doesn't have a jar of peanut butter in their pantry?
You're so right. And actually, I read a statistic that said that 94% of Americans actually have at least 1 jar of peanut butter in their pantry. So I'm not alone in my love for peanut butter, and a whole day dedicated to celebrating this kind of creamy or crunchy, nut spread, depending on what you like, is right down my alley. So when we're talking about peanuts, how is peanut butter actually made? Well, it actually takes 540 peanuts to make 1 12-ounce jar of peanut butter. So that's a lot of peanuts. So if you're not familiar with peanuts, they're kind of different from our other tree nuts in that they're actually considered legumes. So they grow underground. That actually makes them a more sustainable crop as well, because they can add vital nutrients back into the soil, such as nitrogen. They also utilize less water in their production and less land. So the average peanut farm is about 100 acres. So it's always nice to kind of conserve those natural resources, which is very important. And as far as how peanut butter is actually made, so first of all, after harvesting and inspecting and all that good stuff, it's going to be roasted and cleaned. There's a long process of kind of removing that outer skin and then grinding them actually twice to help preserve the oils, those unsaturated fats, those healthy fats found in peanuts. And then, of course, maybe add a few flavorings like salt or sugar. So in order for peanut butter to say peanut butter on the can in the store, it has to contain at least 90% peanuts and no artificial flavorings or preservatives and things like that. So also, you're probably familiar with natural peanut butter and how it kind of looks a little bit different than regular peanut butter. So natural peanut butter actually doesn't have any stabilizers in it either, so it kind of separates. So if you've seen a can of natural peanut butter before, you'll have kind of your nut spread on the bottom and then those oils on top. So my tip, if you like natural peanut butters, you could always just mix it up right before you eat it. That's fine too. You could also mix it up and store it in the refrigerator upside down, and then every time you're ready to eat it, the solids are already on top for you to enjoy. So that's a kind of a tip if you love natural peanut butter like me. And I brought lots of different options of how I like to eat peanuts or peanut butter. So you can see in the middle here, I have my natural peanut butter, I have my peanut powder, and then I also have just regular old peanuts that I like to eat as a snack. And if you're talking about the nutrients, I already mentioned unsaturated fats. So that's that healthier type of fat that we know is more protective for your heart. So when you eat unsaturated fats in nuts such as peanuts with a diet low in saturated fat and cholesterol, research shows that it may actually help promote heart health and prevent heart disease. So a great bonus there for peanuts. It's also high in vitamin E, which is a fat-soluble vitamin that helps your body and protects your body against oxidative stress. So that's keeping your immune system healthy, which is important. You're also getting protein and fiber, right? And those are the key nutrients that keep us fuller longer. So at least for me, I like to enjoy peanut butter all throughout the day, but especially at breakfast. It's one of my go-to protein sources because I know it's going to keep me full and energized throughout the day. So let's get into the fun part of how we like to eat peanut butter. And of course, you probably have your own ways that you enjoy it. You can even eat it in pie. I guess you could do that as well. But starting off over here, I have my breakfast items like I mentioned. I like to use peanut butter in a muffin recipe. So I have some chocolate peanut butter muffins up there using whole wheat flour. And I also have some yogurt, some Greek yogurt in there for extra protein and also to decrease more of that fat that's typically found in muffin recipes. I also have some peanut butter oatmeal up there. One of my go-to breakfasts is you could do the overnight oats if you'd like, or you could make the oatmeal in the morning. Who doesn't love just classic peanut butter toast, right? That's a great thing to enjoy too. And then I also like to put it in smoothies, especially this peanut powder does great in smoothies as well. So I have a banana smoothie here with some peanut butter. But you don't just have to have it, you know, in your breakfast meal. You can have it all throughout the day. So if you're talking about snacks, it's great in a trail mix or in a granola bar. Of course, those energy bites that we both love, Amy, that's a great place to eat that peanut butter. And then also in savory recipes. So I have an Oriental salad here where I have some peanuts on top for crunch. And then I also have a sweet potato curry where you can actually use peanut butter in the sauce, so it gives it a nice flavor and texture. So lots of different ways to enjoy peanut butter. And National Peanut Butter Day is January 24th. So that's, I think, Sunday. So I hope everyone enjoys peanut butter that day, but really all year round, right?
Absolutely. Peanut butter is one of those things we celebrate in our household all of the time. And like you said, such great ideas for snacking. I always try to, even if I'm sending them lunch to school, make sure they've got a good spoonful. It helps them eat everything else, the celery and the apple. If they've got peanut butter, they're more apt to dip.
Oh, definitely. That's one of my favorites too. Just give me an apple and peanut butter and I'm good to go. And it keeps you full too. You're not going to be hungry, you know, an hour later, which is great for keeping those kids, you know, energized and keeping their cognitive capacity going when they're at school. But for all of us trying to get through these long days, especially a rainy day like today.
Absolutely. I do love that peanut butter is healthy because it is just one of those staples. You never feel bad. Peanut butter sandwich, a big glass of milk, and you know you've covered some bases there. Hey, you mentioned those muffins, and I know a lot of our viewers, when you said they're kind of healthier, they don't have a lot of that saturated fat that you see in some of the other muffins. Can you tell us a little bit more? Are you going to post that recipe, Elizabeth?
The recipe is on foodcity.com, so you can check it out there, but you're utilizing whole wheat flour, so that's giving you more fiber. You're also utilizing the peanut butter kind of as that fat source. So instead of using like butter, which is a saturated fat, or even other oils, you're using peanut butter, so it's adding more protein, but it's also taking the place of other fats that you might use in that recipe. It also just adds a great flavor to me. You can also utilize less sugar or honey or whatever you're adding typically, because sometimes the peanut butter might have a little bit of sugar in there, so depending on what type you buy, it can also help you decrease the amount of maybe sugar or salt that you add to that recipe.
All right. I love a good muffin, but I'm always afraid of the recipe and some of the things that are in it, so I am definitely going to try those. Elizabeth, great to chat with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Amy.
All right. If you would like more information, and don't forget that recipe for those muffins, go to foodcity.com.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by